Hey guys, it's Sammy. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about 12 books that are going to self-destruct in 12 months. So before I start, I want to give credit where credit is due. This video is completely inspired by Becca from Becca and the Books. I'll link her channel down below. She did this video, I believe, a year ago around, or probably over a year ago now. And basically it is just 12 books that I look at on my shelves all the time and I'm like, I feel like you're still interesting, but I've never wanted to pick you up. And so that's my stack of 12 books here. Essentially, if I don't read them in the next 12 months, they're gonna get unhauled. I have an unhaul video that's coming up with books, a lot more books that I actually have read versus unread, because I have such a problem where I'm like, this story sounds so interesting, I want to give it a chance, but I don't pick them up. I pick up a lot more hyped books. I think a lot of these you'll see are generally underhyped, so I just like don't have that drive to pick them up. And also a lot of them are in genres that I don't typically pick from. So with all that said, let's just get into the books. I'm going to do my best at giving a description, but you will very quickly see that I don't know a lot about these books, hence why I have not read them yet. Okay, starting off with a book that I've had for a really long time, and this is one of the reasons why I want to pick it up. I feel terrible that I've actually got this book signed. I have a cute little bookmark, I have a whole map in here, but I've just never had any interest in picking it up, and that is The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Hellwig. So I met this author, super sweet, like just such a nice person, and I've not had the urge to pick this up. I believe I originally bought this in 2016. So essentially this is about a girl who has spent her whole life on this ship that travels across the world and also time, and her father has become obsessed with one map, which I guess is like one time period, which is 1868 Honolulu, because he's trying to get back to his lost love, which is Nick's mother, but because of that he keeps going back there and he might actually erase Nick's entire existence. So I think that's the drama, but that's what this book is about. It's actually a series, which is another reason that I put it off a lot, because I believe it's only a duology, but it definitely has been slow in releases. I think this originally came out in 2015 or 2016. I think the next book in the series just came out like last year. So I have time to pick this up, and like I said, it was a pretty shitty description, but it sounds super interesting. It's a little longer. I haven't heard much about it, and I plan on giving it a try in the next 12 months. And like I said, if I DNF it, I DNF it. I'm realizing a lot of these have a very similar tale. This book is even more like personal, like this is also signed and personalized, and that's The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. I got this book in a giveaway for Zenith by Sasha Alsberg back in the day, and Lindsay Cummings obviously, and just never had the urge to pick this up. This I know even less about, and these only, like, the whole thing isn't even a description, because the inside flap here says, close your eyes and feel your enemy's weakness. Mind over body, mind over body, mind over body. Breathe in, out, now survive. Welcome to the murder complex. You cannot see us, you cannot feel us, but here we are, and we control your every move. So like I have no idea what this is about. And once again, I've heard very little about it. I don't know. I just don't know, guys. We're gonna give it a try. You might be seeing these in like a future try a chapter tag, because we're gonna have to try these out. Once again, signed copy. I think I mentioned this in my all of my unread books video, which you can vote on, which you can go watch and then vote on books that you really want me to read off my TBR, and I'll be putting that into a little vlog for you guys, probably periodically. Obviously I'll also be reading these books, so you don't need to comment these, but I got this signed by Jason Segel, which you don't know who Jason Segel is. He was on How I Met Your Mother. I was like obsessed with that show when I was younger, and it's signed. But I literally, like, I've heard like nothing about this book. It was like popular for like a hot sec, and I don't even know if it got good reviews. Like I feel like it didn't. And once again, like this is like the most vague description ever. Like, the company welcomes you to Otherworld, a new generation of gaming. Like, that sounds like nothing I would be interested in. Like, Sammy, I know you bought this. And that's the worst thing. It's like, I'm probably not gonna even unhaul this because it's like signed by Jason Segel. Maybe I'll just like cut out the page that has his signature on it. That's, you know, I could do that. I could just cut it out. thoughts. Okay, yeah, well, we're gonna give it a try. Regardless, I'm nervous about it. It's fine. You'll also notice that these are all like my thicker books, because of course they are. But speaking on a less thick book, that's Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. I've had this book for such a long time. I don't even know when I got it. I think I've had it since at least 2012 or 2013. It's about a girl that's struggling with drug addiction, and I think it's a first-hand account written in diary entries. Yeah, diary entries. It's super, like, should be super quick to read. It's just you have to be in a certain mood for it, but I wanted to put it on here just so I can try to force myself to read this, because I feel like it could be really interesting, and once again, I've heard very little about it. Oh, once again. Okay, so this is a historical fiction, which, you know, I'm not one for, well, I am for YA historical fiction that's really just like romance, but like historically, but then also really sad. But this is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. Somebody hyped this up like a couple years back. I want to say it was a Reagan from Peru's Project. And this is, I feel like it's a true story, a fictional take on it, obviously, about this woman who was charged with murder in Iceland, and she moves to this family's house to await execution. And it's just, I think whatever happens during that time. I've heard the audiobook is really amazing for this. Unfortunately, I cannot find it anywhere, and especially since it's, I don't know, like I just don't know if I can just read like historical fiction like this. But you have to be in a certain mood for it, and I'm prepared to hopefully be in that mood one day. If not, we're gonna unhaul it, and it's gonna hurt a little bit, but that's okay. God, another one. Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I just like don't know. This is about married couple. This is like an adult romance, and it's like, I don't like, not even like the good romance, you know, like not like the smut romance, just like about a married couple that has like marriage issues, and there's this magical telephone that lets them talk to their past self, or like their past self, their past spouse self, you know what I'm saying? So I also feel like this takes place in not present day. I feel like it takes place in like the 90s or something, but maybe not. I could be making that up. Oh yeah, oh no, it takes place in 2013. Never mind. I don't know, doesn't this just give you like old person vibes? Like, who uses landlines anymore? Haha, landlines. I didn't even think about it when I said that, but seriously, who uses landlines anymore? Yeah, I haven't heard much about this either, so this video is a mess, it's fine. Next up, a classic. I'd Tell You I Love You, but Then I'd Have to Kill You, which is an absolute classic that I think I actually have read partially to some extent, but I kind of want to feel nostalgic and read this. I considered just like unhauling this and then just getting the ebooks, because I think my library has some of them, but I don't know, we're gonna give it a physical try. There's no way in hell I'm gonna read this whole series though, so I'm just like, why am I gonna read this one? But who knows, maybe I'll just like really adore it, maybe. I don't know what I'm thinking with this one. Oh, this is just a story about a spy school. I don't know how old these people are supposed to be, but yeah. Next up, Wake, Lisa McMahon. A story about a girl that can step into other people's dreams if they fall asleep around her. That's all I know about it. I know one of my friends, Isenia, described it as Twilight meets 21 Jump Street. So I'll leave you with that one. Okay, this is a book I really want to read. And this is probably the one that I'm most interested to read out of all of these. And that's The First 15 Lives of Harry August. This is about this child named Harry that dies. Every time he dies, he returned to a child, but he remembers everything that came before him, and nothing ever changes until now. As Harry nears the end of his 11th life, a little girl appears at his bedside. "I nearly missed you, Dr. August. I need to send a message." So I tried to read this like way back in the day, like when I was 13 or 14, or no, I think I was 15 or 16 actually, and I just don't think it was I don't think it was gonna work for me. I don't even know if it's gonna work for me now, but it's thick, it's thicker, but it sounds so interesting, and I want to try to give myself a chance at least to read these stories that more edge on science fiction. But I'm really excited. This is definitely one that I'm very nervous and excited for. A lot of these other ones, like, I probably could just haul. I'm like looking through this, I'm like, do I actually even want to try? But we're gonna give it the old try, okay? Next up, This Is Not a Test, Courtney Summers. Courtney Summers wrote Sadie, which is probably, I don't know if it's a favorite book, but it was certainly a very good book. And I've had this book for a really long time. I know that this is technically a series that will probably never be finished, but it's, I believe, about zombies. I could be making that completely up. What do you do when the line between the living and dead is buried? It's the end of the world. 6 students have taken cover and court to hide, but shelter is little comfort when the dead outside won't stop pounding on the doors. So, zombie book, but yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't know why I have a lot of these books, but I have them. So, okay, down to the last two. Which one do we want to start with? Okay, let's go with A Madness So Discreet by Minnie McGinnis. I think this is, I want to say it's one of Minnie McGinnis' first books. It's definitely an older book of hers. So she's wrote The Female of the Species, which is hiding somewhere down on my shelves, and she's wrote some other books too. Not a Drop to Drink. I don't know. She's wrote some other pretty well loved, or at least I've heard more about. Don't really hear much about A Madness So Discreet. It's about this girl that is in an insane asylum. She's also pregnant, I believe. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure. And doctor comes to the insane asylum and recruits her to help with this murder, or like serial killer, yeah, hunter murderer. And it's also about her like confronting, I guess, a lot of things. But I'm excited for it. I think this could be really interesting. I also don't know, many people have talked about it. I don't know like reviews for a lot of these books, so I'm cautiously excited about this one. I should be excited about all these. If you're not excited about the book, why do you have them, Sammy? You have a problem. Okay. This one is just really funny to look at. Okay, I actually got this semi recently, which makes it even funnier. That's They All Fall Down by Roxanne St. Clair. If you can see this cover, you know why I'm laughing. Like, are you kidding me, Sammy? Every year, the lives of 10 girls at Vienna High are transformed, all because of the list. Kenzie Summerall can't imagine how she's been voted onto the list of the hottest girls in school, but when she lands at number 5, her average life becomes dazzling. Doors open at the best parties, new friends surround her, the cutest jock in school is after her. This is the power of the list. If you're on it, your life changes. If you're on it this year, your life ends. Look, if we're talking like the book that I'm probably going to like geek at and like have a good time with, it's probably gonna be this one. Because Lord, it sounds interesting. Once again, don't know anything about the reviews of this. I got a feeling they're probably not great, but you know, it sounded like a good time, and I wanted to add a book on here that I kind of like knew a little better, because a lot of these are definitely older and I don't remember a lot about them, or I don't even know why I got them. This I'm pretty sure I remember somebody talking about, and I heard the synopsis and I was just like, I cannot not get this. So 12 books, 12 months, if you're doing the math, 1 book a month. I don't know. It's definitely going to be a challenge, but hey, we're just trying our best here. I would love to read one of these this month, or at least try it out, you know, because if I try to read it and I absolutely hate it, or if I can't get through it, then I just unhaul it. So with that, I think it makes it a little less scary, because like if I start to read it, I gave it a chance and I just didn't like it, instead of just unhauling it without ever getting a chance or whatever. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the books I picked. I hope you're looking forward to seeing some reviews. Let me know what book you'd like to see me read first, and I'll try to prioritize that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, weekend, day, and I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye!